Hello my dear students, I am Manoranjan Ray, Director PM Academy Mumbai. Today I am delivering my 7th lecture, that is UPSC Prelim Strategy 2022. Before coming to the topics, dear students, my request to you, as you are watching the previous videos relating to the civil services, please like, share and subscribe. Subscribe it if you are the first viewers, and press the bell icon to get the latest notification. On the eve of New Year, my Happy New Year to everybody. Dear students, now I am coming to the topic, that is UPSC Prelim Strategy 2022. As the prelim exam is 6 months left for you, generally it is also held in the month of June. So only 5 months remain in your hand. Jan, Feb, March, April, May. So in this case, actual 5 months, every minute, every day is important for you, because it is the civil services exam. Now dear students, you have to know that actually every year around 10 to 11 lakh students appear in the civil services exam. Only how many students? Only 12 to 13% students are the selected. Rest of the students are out. Means if the students are the 10 lakh, around 9 lakh 87 to 88,000 students are shown the doors, and the rest of the students are selected for the main exam. Now imagine that when we are talking about the prelim exam, talking about the main exam, talking about the interview, but in my opinion, prelim is the greatest hurdle, because 9,88,000 students are out from this the process. Now remains how many? 12 to 13,000 students. They have to go for the main exam. So that's why actually we have not to take it casually that prelim exam is easiest one, anyone can solve it. Then why this number of figures of the students are made out? Means this number of the students, that does not mean that they don't have the knowledge. They have knowledge, they have talent, they are either from the engineering, medical, or for the having the great marks from the art, science, commerce, or from the management streams, or from the law streams. Still then they could not be successful in the prelims, because they have knowledge, but they don't have the strategy, and they don't have the prelim. Now dear students, when the exam is left for you only 5 months in your hand, then what should be the done? What should be the first priority of yours? That is more important. Because before taking you to the strategy of the exams, in brief, I want to give you details, something about the preliminary exams. Preliminary exam has the 2 papers, GS1, GS2. GS2 is CSAT papers. It is known as the CSAT papers. Both papers carry 200 marks. GS paper 1 is 200, GS paper 2 is the 200, which is known as the CSAT. GS paper 1 contains 100 questions, GS paper 2 contains 80 questions. And in this case, actual, whether it is in the G1 paper and 2 paper, but each question carries the equal weightage. But in the CSAT paper is only qualifying in the nature, and UPSC has made it categorically and stated that 33% criteria, minimum criteria are there to be, if the candidates secure 33%, they are to be the eligible to clear or to cross the CSAT. Thereafter the GS paper can be the assessed, can be considered for the merit. This is in short. So far the syllabus is concerned, the GS paper 1, it relates to like current affairs of national, international, like history, like polity and governance, like geography, India and world geography. So science and tech, all these things are there. And in the CSAT papers, comprehensions and reasoning, all these things are there. So in this lecture, particularly in the 7th lecture today, I am not going in details about the syllabus of the GS1 or GS2 or the CSAT papers. I am just also giving you the strategy how to clear the civil services preliminary exam. The reason is that actually without strategy, without planning, no one can be successful. So strategy is must. Then what should be the done so far? The prelim is concerned and only 5 months left in your hand. In this case, strategy number 1. Whoever may be, whether science, commerce or arts streams, first you have to know the syllabus. Dear students, you just keep in the mind, if you see the syllabus or read the syllabus, it will take only the 10 to 15 minutes reading of the syllabus of the civil services preliminary exams. But that is not important. Understanding the syllabus and minutely, very minutely understanding the syllabus, breaking up the syllabus and making which topics or which subject or which chapters remains in, that means which chapters remains the which part of the topic. So all these things to be done by you. Only simple actual some lines actual syllabus has been mentioned by the UPSC. That is one of the big things, big challenge for the students. How you are, that means covering up the syllabus, how you are understanding the syllabus, that is very important. And the breaking of the topics, making up the points, making up the notes, all these things are very, very important so far the civil services prelim is concerned, so far your the strategy is concerned. Means I discuss with you about the strategy number 1, that is what I told you, understanding the syllabus. Second is language factor. Second strategy, I want to tell you the language factor. That is the greatest obstacle. Means how it is obstacle. Because in India, our mother tongue is not English, but that means national language is Hindi. But question comes in English as well as in the Hindi. But many of the students in India, they are neither an English medium student nor the Hindi medium students. So many of the South Indians, they are studying in the Tamil mediums, Telugu mediums, Malayalam mediums, and in the eastern part of India, Assamese mediums, Odia mediums, and also Bengali mediums, and in the other parts of India, the Gujarati mediums. So in this way, you will see in the various languages students are the studying. So why it is difficult actually? When you see the prelim questions, only the 2 languages are there, language options. Means actual question comes, it is either in English or in the Hindi. English and Hindi, both language it comes. Those are the Hindi medium students, it is easy for them, they understand and they can write it easily. Those are English medium, okay, not difficult for them, they immediately read the questions and they can go for the answers. But difficulty arises, those are neither good in English nor good in Hindi. So in this case what happens, they have to translate themselves. They either to read English or Hindi, whatever is possible for them. They have to read, they have to understand. If they are poor in English and poor in Hindi, it is very, very difficult for them. So then it takes most of the time for understanding the questions. Means I am not talking about the Hindi and the English, I am talking about the other language parts. So that means the students, those are appearing other mediums like the Telugu, Tamil or Malayalam, Gujarati, Marathi. In this case actually, so they have to little bit understand the English better. If they are finding difficult in Hindi, then it will be easier for them. Instead of killing the time or wasting the time in the exams, they can save their time in the preliminary exam because the language is a greatest factor for them. But Hindi students also, they find some of the difficulties. How? So for the strategy is concerned, because sometimes the Hindi which is written, that means English version of the Hindi, exactly the word is not fit in the Hindi language. So students understand in the differently in some cases. But here in the preliminary exam, 1 mark and that means one question carries the importance. So if they are understanding text, they understand the translations in Hindi in other ways, so their answer may be wrong. Secondly, so what is my advice? Hindi students particularly, when they are finding little bit uncomfortable in a particular words, it is written in the Hindi, in that case, just go a look of the English, what is there. So immediately they little bit understand actually how this may be the meaning. ये हो गया language factor. This is the language factor. Then next one is actual third factor, third strategy is the confident part. You must be confident, you must be bold, you must be determined. आप determined bold नहीं होगा तो you cannot be the successful in this exam. You should not be the, that means with fairness in mind. You should not be in the 50-50, 50% here, 50% there. It is very difficult for you to be successful. So means confident, to be bold, to be determined. It is must. It is must. Then next I am taking another things is that syllabus part is over, another things is over. To going through the last 5 to 6 years prelim questions of the GS and the CSAT. That is very important because UPSC question patterns varies from the year to year. That questions are there, but they set the different ways the questions. So students, they have to see, they have to practice the last 5 years questions, 5 to 6 years CSAT as well as the GS 1 paper questions. One aspect is there. Another aspect of the strategy, what you can say, that means practicing of the previous question. Next point strategy, I am taking you to the mock test series. It is highly helpful to the students because it is objective type questions. In the preliminary exam, you will find the objective questions, multiple choice types. So simple, you have to say yes or no. Which one is the correct one? In this case, actually, you have to study very minutely. No superficial study is helpful here. In this case, dear students, actually, what is my request to them? So they have to go for the mock test. When they will do practice the mock test, minimum 20 mock test you do in the GS paper 1 and minimum 20 mock test in the GS paper 2 or in the CSAT papers. In this case, what happens actually? If some drawback is there, loophole is there, your suppose lacuna is there, silly mistakes are there, it can be covered up by the mock test. Because you will realize your the drawbacks. It can help you to cover up the silly mistakes. Then I am taking you to the another thing is that actual source of material. Because you came to know about the syllabus, the source of material. Some of the, you see, the many speakers are there, they say about the huge materials, so many newspapers, so many magazines, so many books. So that will not be helpful because you are a human being. So you have also own limitations. So you have to make the resources very limited, and you have to very limited in sense means you have to choice, you have to can take the help of the professors, of the seniors, of your the colleagues actually who have already appeared the exams. Instead of reading the same chapter from the 10 books, you depend upon one of the 2 books and good books because it will save your time. Because many of the students, they read the 5-7 newspapers, 5-7 books and all these, in particular one chapter. In this case, it will take away the other time. So don't do that. It will save you the time. And while reading, because you make this philosophy, limited resources and maximum रिवीजन बिकॉज जितना लिमिटेड रहेगा ना इतना आप मैक्स रिवीजन इतना कर सकते हो. सो इफ द रिसोर्सेस आर द लिमिटेड देन यू कैन डू द मैक्सिमम रिवीजन्स एंड in this case actually what happens actually you can be there is a greater chance to be the successful. The next strategy I am taking that is, so I told you that I have limited resources and maximum utilizations. So I want to tell you one more thing, that reading up a newspaper, that is also highly helpful. You cannot also ignore reading of the newspapers. Newspaper is must. One or the two newspapers you have to read regularly. You have to update with yourself with current affairs, and you can update yourself with chapters relating something is coming. Suppose new things coming relating to the chapters, so you can update through the newspapers. Besides the newspapers, magazines also essentials, very very essential. So one or the two magazines, minimum two magazines, you take it that so for the because you are appearing the civil services exam. Minimum two magazines, you try to be a regular subscriber of the two magazines. And because what happens in the magazines, in short, all that means latest updates are also there. It can help you to memorize all these things, or to that means it can very easy to understand. Because in newspaper sometimes a lot of analysis is there, a lot of opinions are there. But in the magazines and short it is given what is what. So it can be helpful to you to update for your syllabus as well as for your GS part. That is the current affairs part. Then another technique you have to apply in the civil services. It must be there. That is the elimination technique. Elimination technique means actually how to eliminate, because it's objective type questions. Four options are also there. For A, B, C, D. In this case, what happens actually, if you know the technique of elimination, how to eliminate, then it can help you a lot in the civil services prelim exam. Elimination technique means, suppose you are zero in physics, you are unknown in the physics area. So that means you cannot eliminate because you don't have knowledge in physics. It means actually, elimination process means actually you have to read, you must be a regular reader, you must be studious, you have to follow the different magazines, different newspapers, you must have the sufficient knowledge, then that can help you to eliminate the wrong questions. Because certain knowledge must be there, otherwise you cannot eliminate. Because four options are there, you can examine one by one. Option 1, A is there, no, this not look correct, so means B not look correct actually, C, A, think so, D not correct, that means C may be correct, because already you have the knowledge, you know that actually C looks similar, relating to the questions, so you can make the C. It is possible, elimination technique is possible when you have a knowledge, when you have studied a lot of things for the civil service part is concerned. And some of the students, they believe the guesswork. So there is a guesswork can also work. But same thing, elimination process, guesswork is the same thing. Guesswork, you cannot also guess blindly, because you must have the knowledge. You must have that, you have studied a lot of things. Then you can guess something. So if A is not there, B is not there, C is not there, D must be there. So guesswork means actual guesswork and elimination both needs the technique and both need the knowledge. So means actual, when you are talking about, that means strategy part of the civil services, so many strategies are to be followed. But dear the students, my emphasis is minimum resources, maximum utilization. I told you minimum resources and the maximum utilizations, and the practice of the mock tests. This is must, because this should be the minimum strategy so far the civil service prelim is concerned. And one major aspect, you have not to forget that when the exam is there, 3 months before the exam, you have to fully concentrate for the preparation of the prelim only for the prelims. You forget about the mains, because prelim is the major obstacle. So you must be in the zone of 12,000, 13,000 students. So in this case, actual last 3 months completely focus on the preliminary exams, and last 1 month go for the revisions and the practice and updating yourself of the last 7 to 8 months current affairs. Last 7 to 8 months of the current affairs. So minimum this type of the strategy can be the followed so far the civil service part is concerned or the prelim exam is concerned, because exam expected maybe in the June. So in this case actual, at least because subject part is there, GS paper 1, GS paper 2, which is known as the CSAT. So that is a different thing. So students study in the different ways, but strategy is very important, because you see, out of the 10 lakh students, many may be the brilliant, still then they are out. So between the, another thing is that between the two subjects, in that means in the prelim, actually two papers are there. That is the GS paper 1, GS paper 2, which is on the CSAT. CSAT is the qualifying nature. And also many of the students, they also say that actually the CSAT, okay, I can manage it actually. It is a qualifying nature, so I have to emphasize on the GS papers. It is also another area of a mistake, because so far the strategy is concerned, is another mistake. So means you have to give the equal weightage, because if you qualify in the CSAT, then your the merit will be considered in the GS papers. And don't take the CSAT as granted. Don't take the CSAT as the granted. So also you equal emphasis on the qualifying in the CSAT papers. Then question of the merit comes, because I have seen when you are getting the marks of the CSAT and the GS papers, student have scored well in the GS, but they have means out in the CSAT. In this case, what happens actually, you have not to ignore anything so far the strategy civil service prelim part is concerned, because strategy is must. Everybody has the knowledge. Without planning, without strategy, you cannot be successful. There must be a plan in your hand. Now, dear the students, as the exam is only 5 months after, I hope that actually you have to follow my the strategy, and it can help you to be successful in the prelim 2022. And also, before concluding my the lecture, dear students, you can also take down my the numbers 820 842 8538. Once again I am repeating, 820 842 8538. You can WhatsApp me, you can call me, because if you have any the queries, you can comment in my the channels, so I will reply you soon. And once again, before concluding my the lectures, you subscribe, because very soon I am also coming strategy for the GS paper 1, GS paper 2 or CSAT papers of the prelims. Very shortly I am coming with the strategy. So I request you to subscribe my the channel if you are the first viewers. Thank you very much.